All right. Looks like we are live. What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome to a new series that I wanted to do for this channel. Again, sort of fleshing out this idea of bringing positive psychology into objective personality, using objective personality, because I think that there is a place for it. I think that there is a lot of untapped potential in using positive psychology within the context of OP to move forward in life, help achieve your goals, make the world a better place, grow and give, get all of your human needs met. But looking at all of this stuff from an explicitly positive angle, I think that there's a lot. I think there's a lot to explore here. So I'm going to get a little bit of preamble out of the way before I dig into these videos. Just a little bit about how I'm going to structure these videos. So this one is about IJ blasters. The next one's going to be about IJ sleep. Then EJ play, EJ blast. So depending on what type you are, you may get 2 videos about you. You may get 1 video about you. You know, if you're a Ty Lopez and you have Save Your Blast and Save Your Sleep, congratulations, you get 2 videos. I'm not really going to be talking about like IJs with Save Your Play, just only because that has a higher likelihood of getting really convoluted. So I'm just going to keep it to the animals tied to each type's first function. And I'm going to be talking about them in a savior state. So yeah, let's get into it. You're fucking awesome. If you're watching this video, you are fucking awesome. That's all there is to it. And the reason I say that, and the reason that I'm so excited about making this entire series, is because every tool is awesome when it's the right tool for the job. When it's the right tool for the job, it's a bit. Listen, hammers are fucking awesome. They are less awesome when I need a screwdriver, but my needing a screwdriver is not a referendum on the hammer's awesomeness. Now, there are better hammers than others. What I really want to do in this video series is help you become the best hammer or screwdriver or nail gun or whatever tool you are to be the best version of that thing. That's what this is all about. And I wanted to start with the IJ blasters because I am an IJ blaster. And I'm trying to do this self-love thing, man. I am trying to love myself more, to embrace the positive qualities in myself, while also acknowledging the things I need to work on. And that's really been a big mindset shift for me, is not framing things as, this is what I'm good at, this is what I'm bad at. Rather, this is what I'm, energized about doing, excited about doing. And then here's some stuff that I need to keep working on so that I can be the best, most well-rounded version of myself. And, I think that there's value in not shitting on yourself. I just do. So this video is going to be a little longer than the other ones. This one's probably going to be about 20 minutes, but I'm going to keep these around 15 minutes, keep it a little tighter, a little shorter than usual, just to make them a little bit more digestible. So, IJ blasters. So we're talking about INTJs, INFJs, ISTJs, and ISFJs. So in the typical classic Myers-Briggs system, all IJs are lead blasters because Myers-Briggs doesn't factor in jumpers, right? They're all about what's your first function and what's your second function, and those are sort of your 2 dominant savior, whatever terminology you want to use. Those are your 2 lead functions, right? savior functions. Here's what's cool about IJ blasters. And to be perfectly honest, it's why I am so grateful to be an IJ blaster. Because IJ blasters, because it really to me comes down to the ability to double decide in the middle while also having the savior DE. So blast is a really, really interesting animal because it's not great when it comes to incorporating new ideas, new information. If you watch the video that I did, I think it was 124, and it was like why I'm done with negativity. There's a bit in the middle where the chat's going and it's all crazy and we're having a really good time. And here I am trying to blast, and there's just like a lot of chaos happening. Incorporating new information on the fly, even for someone like me, who's doubling up, not always the easiest thing in the world. Not always the easiest thing in the world. But what's cool about, again, IJ lead blasters, because we have that double deciding in the middle, it's a lot harder for us to go off a cliff when it comes to people. We are predisposed, if you want to talk about like wiring, to go 60% of the way, 65% of the way. And then eventually our DI, whether it's TI for the, ISFJs and the INFJs, or if it's our FI for the INTJs and the ISTJs, our DI is going to pull us back off the ledge so that we never get too intense about that, like needing tribe validation, needing to factor in everyone's opinion. Because when we blast, what we're blasting about is not people. Sometimes it's about people. But more often than not, when you see an IJ blaster, like look at Tai Lopez. Tai Lopez, when he blasts, like he's telling people what to do, he's giving them instructions. He's like, all right, I get a lot of people coming up to me, asking me the keys to life. These are the 3 keys. Strategize, implement, whatever the fuck. He's not really talking about this person and that person says this, and that person wants this, and this person is better than that, and that person's opinion. There's not as much of that like you would get in the EJ blasters. They're going to be much more interested in truly getting everybody on board with their team, their mission, whatever it is they're trying to blast about and teach about. But the IJ blasters were like, okay, listen, we absolutely want validation from the tribe, for sure. No lead IJ blaster wants, a super teeny tiny small. That's not, I mean, maybe, but generally speaking, the IJ, like we like an audience. Absolutely. Blasters like an audience for their blast. Rarely do we just blast for ourselves. So, but the reason that I, really wanted to start with the IJ blasters and why I think that all types, and you're going to see this pattern a lot in all these videos, this sort of like what all types can learn from this one type, is that the IJ blasters, if they're going down a road where it's like, fuck, this person needs me and that person needs me and that person needs me and that person needs me, it's a little easier for us to put on the brakes and go, all right, hang on a second. Let's hang on. Let's make sure that this aligns with our plan, our data, our whatever it is that we're, our plan, right? Whatever we have OI organized subjectively for ourselves that we're trying to communicate. if there's a lot of resistance or if we feel ourselves getting pulled in a bunch of different directions, our DI, because it's in the middle and isn't getting, stomped on all the time, it has a little bit more pull. Not a lot, but a little bit more. And that's really cool. And it makes for some of the most effective communicators I know are IJ blasters, because they're just communicating about the things and they're not all in on like, you got to do the thing and you got to do the thing and you got to do the thing. And there's a little bit more flexibility and give and take with the IJs just because of that double deciding in the middle. And the EPs do this too. But again, we'll get to them. This is about the IJs. This video is about the IJs. So, talk about why the type is fucking awesome. It's important for the IJs to remember to check in with how often they're updating their worldview. Because what can happen when you are a lead IJ blaster is you can end up being a broken record. You won't necessarily mean to be. But if you don't put in the effort to update your worldview and just make sure that the thing you're blasting about is still relevant, then your blast is just going to be less effective. And this goes into how all of these coins really do play off of each other. And here's the thing. There are a lot of IJ blasters who are great at consume. They're great at it. There are lots of IJ blasters who are not so great at consume. It's not a set in stone thing that, oh, well, you're a lead blast, therefore you suck at consume. No, not necessarily. There are so many factors that go into how skilled or unskilled you may or may not be at any given time. But the good news is we have the math. We have the blueprints. There's a million publicly typed celebrities on these, on the OP docs. Listen, I watch Aaron Alexander all the time because he's a lead audio ISFP consume dude. I watch him all the time. I'm like, what is he doing? How is he constantly updating his worldview? That's a really good muscle for me to build. Because what ends up happening is if you are an IJ blaster and you can start to remember to build in the check-in of updating your worldview with your OE and your DI, right? Doing the consume, learning new things, taking in the outside world and processing it for yourself, it's just gonna make your blast pop. And the blasters that I see who continually put out like really cool, interesting shit all the time, it's because they're updating their worldview. It's because they're not getting stuck in, this like, well, I have blasted my thing and that's all you're ever going to get. Right? Because that gets boring. And ironically, if your goal as an IJ blaster is to connect with other people, win hearts and minds, grow your audience, do more of the savior DE, whether it's FE or TE, that you're trying to do, the only way to continue to build that audience is to remember to build in time to work on yourself. Read different books, watch different TV shows, listen to different discussions, and actually question some of your premises. And really, for me, it's been remembering that our IJ box has the potential to be infinitely large. We do not need to be constrained by our perception of the size of the box. Let me say that again. That was a mouthful. We do not need to be constrained by our perception of the size of the box. If there is something that we consume, that we take in, that we learn, read, watch, experience, and it doesn't fit into our box, we can just make a bigger box. Our box is not fixed. It can grow. It can change. It can also shrink. And this is the other thing, is I realized that I was doing a lot of consuming and accidentally taking in shit that didn't serve my box. And I have recently gotten rid of a couple of rooms in my box. And I'm like, you know what? That doesn't need to come in anymore. And so now when I see stuff that used to go into those old rooms, I can be like, you know what? That's okay. I have already consumed it. I have processed it. I have decided that for my DI, I don't need this in here. So now I don't need to worry about it. And I can focus on growing my box in a different, better, and more productive direction. So my message to all of you lead IJ blasters is you're fucking awesome. And the way to be even more awesome than you already are is by making sure that you're taking in new information, updating your worldview, and making sure that the stuff that you're blasting is relevant, that it's present, that it speaks to what's actually going on, and that it is still authentic to who you are. All right, that's all I got for this one. Again, I'm going to try to keep these videos a little tighter, a little shorter, because we got 8 of them, and I just want to get this series out there, try some stuff. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you like these shorter videos? Do you like the longer videos? As always, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!